let's tackle the question. I think the elephant in the room is like, can a married couple work together?
Yes.
Uh,
Communication is the key.
the key.
Miscommunication is the start of most disagreements and points of contention, whether it's in the personal side or in the business side.
Misunderstandings.
Yeah. A beautiful part of relationships, put the work aside, is you get feedback. You have somebody that reflects your behavior, your actions, your words. That's one of the most beautiful parts of being in a relationship, I think, because you're allowed to grow and develop and evolve.
I feel that for a partnership to be successful, you need to treat the other as a partner, as an equal.
That might be the top one.
So one of the biggest questions we get asked when we tell them that we work together or that or they find out that we work together is they tell us like, how do you not kill your husband or your wife by doing that? And we decided to do this podcast in light of how rewarding it's been, how there's been some minefields that we can avoid and I think that talking about it with you first is like incredible because you've always been so clear-headed and very principles oriented. So I'm very excited to talk about, how we make it work and just, let's see where it takes us.
Me too. Thanks for having me. I'm excited about this series.
So let's go into there. Let's talk about like your first thought when did that come to mind? Like, what was your thought process of let's work together?
So I remember we met in 2022, beginning of 2022, and we decided that I was working corporate at the time. I had a full-time job. You were telling me all about your business, Infinity, and I remember there were a few projects you were working on the operations side, on the marketing side, and I offered to help you with them. And then we kind of just started talking about these different things and kind of testing the waters, seeing how we worked together, seeing if like we flowed in a way. And then I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it was towards the end of that year that I kind of started working with you part-time. And then it was properly full-time beginning of 2023. Um, I think it was important for us to test it out before, jumping in the pool completely. We kind of dipped our toes in and tested the water. And for me, what I realized was we have very different strengths and very complementary ones. And I think that was kind of the key that like unlocked like, hey, we can work together. This could work. And we can, take the business to the next level side by side. How did you feel?
Well, for me, it was completely different. I knew that going in, I wanted a power couple dynamic. I always believed in them. I had recognized them. It was aspirational for me when I was single. First, I didn't think that any of this would have happened, but when I would see couples working together, crushing it, building whatever they were building, I was really inspired and attracted to that. And I thought that's the way. That is what I want in my life. I didn't see myself as a lone wolf or that I was looking for someone that could be a teammate and take it to the next level. So on our first date, I remember it was a partner interview. It was not a what's your favorite color, what do you like to eat type date. It was more like, what is your view on money? What is your view on politics? What is your family dynamic? And what are your values? And very hard on you in a way. And then you were hard on me as well. So, but I
Yeah,
was always aspiring to find a a partner.
to work with. So I suppose we had very different experiences because I grew up in a company, I grew up in a family that was very corporate, like, you need to have a job, you need to have benefits, you need to have a salary, and it's very structured. And that gives you security, that allows you to sleep soundly at night. And that was kind of the example I always had. And it was something that I always aspired to have. And, you know, I realized as I started working in various companies in the Middle East and here in the US that, you know, and a lot of times in interviews, they would ask me, like, what's your goal? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years? And it was a really hard question for me to answer because I quickly realized, like, I didn't have that aspiration to climb the corporate ladder. I didn't have that goal to, move up and take my boss's job and my boss's boss's job. It was very much this feeling of maybe I'm not in the right place. And I feel like I never had the wherewithal or let's say the courage to do something on my own because it is a big risk. I have a lot of respect and admiration for people who do make the jump. But I think when we met and, you're an entrepreneur by nature, it's who you are, it's your entire career has been as an entrepreneur. I think you kind of unlocked that in me and allowed me, you kind of gave me a platform to really try and be an entrepreneur and try and have my own business. So I feel very lucky in that respect because you
Mhm.
gave me that opportunity.
I'm equally lucky because I read this book which gives it an incredible light into the dynamics of partnership. And this is business partnership, is not necessarily marriage involved as well. I think it's something that we'll touch a little bit later. But E-Myth is a book about how to build up SOPs in business. And one of the first sections of the book is about roles and responsibilities within a business. And it was incredible because as I was reading it, I remember reading it in bed and waking you up and saying, "Oh my God, this is you, and this is me." And I was so happy that like there was some reason to the madness. So I'm
I
I'm
remember
a
that.
I'm a entrepreneur. Like you said, I'm a visionary. I'm the guy that throws the tool, the monkey wrench into the engine, and wake up with a new idea every day. And I'm vision and vision and vision. And I'm like, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. And when I was reading, I was like, oh my God, this is me. And then it shows your shortfall and your shortcoming is you might not be so technical, you might not be so managerial. And then in the managerial, I was reading the managerial description and it was like a person that says, okay, that's your idea, but how much is this going to cost us? What is the
That's
plan?
me.
and uh, and I think that's why the partnership worked because it was that, like you said, that complementary skill set.
If we were both visionaries, it wouldn't
Nothing,
work.
nothing gets
Nothing
done.
would get done. We would just be dreaming, looking at the stars and the
Exactly.
sky, and let's do this and let's do that. So,
Exactly. And then if we were both managers or if we were both technical guys, we
too
would
much tension,
maybe nothing would be so exciting.
also. Well, you can't really grow because you don't have that vision. Like, where are we going? Where are we taking this?
Yes,
It's more like, what's the day to day? How are we managing things?
exactly. And so I recommend that book to everybody I know and meet. And I'm like, you need to read this book and you need to know who you are. Are you the technical? Are you the manager? Or are you the entrepreneur? And then seek out that other. So let's tackle the question. I think the elephant in the room is like, can a married couple work together?
Yes.
Uh, how can they work together? What have been like some surprises and some learnings perhaps, or some minefields that you think people can avoid?
It's an interesting question for me because it's something that I never thought about. It was never on the radar. I didn't have that aspiration to work with my future partner, and now current partner.
It's like your current husband.
Yeah, this is my current husband. It's a tough one because I feel like our relationship when we met and working together, everything flowed. And that flow, once you get in it, it's like you can't get out of it in a way. Like everything just kind of falls into place. I don't want to sound cliche, but everything really happens when it's meant to. I feel like we started working together when we were meant to. You know, we were about maybe a year into our relationship when we decided to work together full time. And I feel that we really knew each other on a deep level. We were able to talk about our goals, whether they're short term or long term, and really have that alignment. And it's something that my papa tells us all the time, like that's the key to a successful partnership is having that alignment. If one person has these goals and the other person has the other goals and you're not aligned, you're kind of going on separate journeys in a way. So I feel like we formed that alignment very early on. And we do have our personal goals, we have our family goals, and we also have our business goals. And we found a way to kind of weave them together and really align on the fact that we're in growth mode right now. We're in go mode. We're in our mid to late 30s right now. And now's the time for us to work hard and really scale our business and provide value to our clients, and just grow. It's not, oh, let's go on this holiday and let's do this and let's, we weave that in and we have a nice way of kind of marrying the two, but it's not our focus. And because we have that alignment, I feel that we don't feel a void. We don't feel resentment. We don't feel like, oh, we never have time for us, or we never have time to travel or be with our family or be with our friends. We weave everything in. It's like this beautiful braid of work and family and friends and us, and I love it, honestly. It's a beautiful balance. So that's, to me, that was not a surprise because I didn't go in thinking, oh, this is going to be really hard. People shouldn't work with their partner. How are we going to manage this? How are we going to navigate it? Everything, like the braid just formed naturally in a way,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
it does. It does. I I recall when we had, and it sounds like, and I wanna be so like blunt about it. Whether you like it or you're not, your spouse is your partner. Whether you can
100%.
work with them or not, your spouse is your partner. It's the most important decision of your life, and
Hands down.
hands down. And if you don't, I want to not disagree with you, but put a little spin on the goal setting, because we know that it's not the goal setting that was important. It was the system setting.
Yeah. You can write them down, but then what do you do with it?
Yeah, you write them down. We did it. I remember we had a meeting, and these are, I hope people understand that these are not like we were talking in the car or half asleep. These were like meetings, like, what do you want to do in life? Where do you want to get to? What would be, what is success to you? What does money mean to you? How much do you want to have of it? What does that represent? Does that represent not working? Does that represent traveling? Does that, like, whatever it was? And okay, if that's the goal, which we did at the beginning, I feel that now what we've developed is systems.
Yeah. How do we get there?
How do we get there? Um, and it hasn't been all smooth sailing. Like, I don't want to give off the impression that, oh, it's like super. It was like, no, there was some stuff that I knew I wanted this, and then I had to learn to have a daily with you. That has been something that has really helped us. A huddle,
Huge. Communication is the key.
the key.
Miscommunication is the start of most disagreements and points of contention, whether it's in the personal side or in the business side.
Misunderstandings.
Yeah.
And we have different roles in the company. We have different roles in our household. We have different roles in our family life, in our faith, in everything that we do. But if we don't have that huddle, I don't know what you're doing. I
Hmm.
don't know where you're running. I don't know if you're passing the ball or I'm catching. Having that huddle, I think that system was really important to us, which changed. It was a game changer. And whenever we've stopped doing it for A or B reason, we started to realize that, oh, like,
We start veering
yeah,
again.
what are you working on? I threw you something and you didn't catch it. It was
It
like,
just
I
happened
didn't
the
know
other
you
day.
threw it at me. You know, it's like you have these moments. So I think that was a really cool lesson learned.
Hmm.
Um, and perhaps being the entrepreneur, I needed a manager to teach me that. Be like, hey, just tell me where what you're thinking to quarterback this.
Yeah.
And if I need to catch the ball, tell me. If you're gonna run it, tell me so that I can know what to do. So it's
And
a
when.
and when and how. So it was a interesting. It was something surprising.
And something so simple. And I think it's something that people overlook. And
We overlooked it.
like, and I've come from companies where like I had meeting fatigue. I'm like, as few meetings as I can have, the better. Like, I can't take it anymore. My whole day is just full of meetings. It's a waste of my time. I have no time to work. Now I have to work in the evening. But I think if you set the right agenda, the right objective of the meeting, and really, like, I do believe in short meetings. Like, our huddle is 10 to 15 minutes max. It can be really effective.
Yeah. And you know something that I learned recently from a podcast I did, it's the concept of moat. Moat is how difficult would it be to replace that person? How differentiated they are in the marketplace. And moat doesn't necessarily come from the product.
Hmm.
What you do is not as important as
The
who is doing
people.
it. What's the team behind? What are the systems behind? What are the processes?
How is it managed?
How is it managed? How's it
Yeah.
like when we have a goal, we know we can tackle it. We know we can do it
Hmm.
because we've done it 10 times. We've had dark days and we've learned from our 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 people around us and help and advice that we've received and we've overcome and we've become smarter. And I think this is something that you need to consider that your partnership needs to develop that moat.
Yes.
And I don't think people necessarily like working on your relationship should be seen also as how do we develop a moat? How do we separate ourselves from our competition so that we're less volatile to any fluctuation?
100% agree. And I was thinking back to the your question previously, like, how can you work together? Like, we can't believe it. I mean, we couldn't tell you how many times people have told us that. I mean, 90% of the time. And then sometimes we meet other couples that work together and it's like, oh, a breath of fresh air. But I was thinking about it, and I think there's just it's like a preconceived notion that it's a bad idea and that it's too hard and that you shouldn't do it. And it's not that I'm recommending it to everyone. I think personalities differ. You have to find that balance of your personality types, your management styles, or like you said, your E type. You're a visionary, I'm more of a manager, and that alignment that we spoke about. So I feel a bit bad that people generally think like they have that notion that it's bad. And as we know, like our mind is so powerful and it really leads the way. That's why it's on top, as they say. So if you have that preconceived notion that it's a horrible idea and you can't do it, well, guess what? Yeah, you can't do it and you won't do it because you think that it's bad. So I think I don't know how we can help change the narrative of that, okay, yeah, it's not for everyone, but it's not always a bad idea.
I would go and reinforce what I said before. If you have a partner, they are your partner.
Yeah.
It's a partnership, whether you like it or not.
Even if your spouse is at the office, 8, 10 hours a day, and let's say you're at home with the family, taking care of the house, whatever it is you're doing, or in another job, let's say both partners work, you still need that alignment. You still have that moat, as you said, as a family, as a unit. Think of it as a family office that you're building together. Super
Exactly.
important.
Exactly. So I think that if you go in as, and let's put an example, when people say, I don't care about money, I don't like money, money's not important to me, then money's not going to be with you.
Hmm.
If you say the same thing, I couldn't work with my partner, can't stand him, he's this, he's that, he's late. What is, what are you putting out there?
Right.
you're putting that negativity so that that person cannot grow. And I think it's part of maybe not understanding.
Hmm.
Perhaps there has been days when I'm like, Valentina, I have an idea. It's so good. And you are like,
Please, no.
please no.
No more ideas, please.
Please, what is it? And she's like, but now I think after E-Myth and all these conversations that we've had, you've started to know that this is my personality. This is
Yes,
who I am.
that's who
I
you are.
will throw a monkey wrench every time the system is working. I'm like, we can make it better. We can make it better. We can make it better. Uh, oh, you want to do a new product? But, you know, why? Why do you want? But that's me.
Hmm.
Let me be me.
Yeah.
And then I let you be you. When you're like, please put all the receipts and the thing, it's really important.
I'm very passionate about organization.
Yes, and that's why we work so well together.
Yeah.
Because
And it gets better with time. I think
yeah,
that's something I've noticed as well. I feel
yeah,
like in the beginning, the first year, I would say, maybe even a little longer, it was like, okay, yeah, we're working together, but like that synergy was missing and understanding each other and who we are and how we work. And, you have your aligned goals, but you also have your individual passions, interests, strengths. So we keep learning about each other. And, I feel like the last 6 months, the last year, like it's been even more smooth, even more fruitful, and it's benefited the business.
I'm trying to think. Maybe since you came to the business, maybe we've done like 5x, maybe 6x.
Yeah,
Like
we've grown a lot in the last 2 years.
we've grown tremendously, and that's the moat. We've not done anything different other than everything we do is perfect. Everything we do is not perfect, but it's there's everything is pristine. Everything needs to be done in a way that you can really feel
Systematized.
the difference, and it's systematized.
Yeah,
And we've been able to support each other's goals because of that system, because of that moat, because of that work. So this is an invitation for singles listening, couples listening. It's a very important reflection, or you need to be very conscious that to get stuff done, to get to where you want to go, you need to work with others, and your partner is the first person, your first priority, or else I don't think you'll get to your goals. Uh,
I agree. And that was something that I think inspired us a lot to work together. And definitely on my side, it was like, huh, okay, yeah, we could work together. And that makes even more sense. Why should I go work for somebody else and put so much energy and time and care into their business when I can give all that energy, time, care, and even more to our own business and build something together that's ours? So that was a big deciding factor when we were deciding, should I continue working on my own thing or should we work together?
let's give some recommendations. I think that uh, we've given a
Top
lot of
five.
top five. Okay, let's do top five of things that are red lines, or that we don't advise people to do if they're thinking of working with their partner,
That they shouldn't do.
that they shouldn't do. Top five recommendations of things not to do. And I have one already.
You go first.
Is and this we heard it from someone that when we told them, they were like, "Oh my God, they would be the worst employee." And I was like, "What? Your partner is not an employee. Your partner is not your assistant. They are not your uh, errand boy or errand girl. They are not there to serve you."
That's a big one.
I feel that for a partnership to be successful, you need to treat the other as a partner, as an equal.
Equal standing. Yep. Yep.
That to me is like one of the biggest ones, and I
That
feel
might
that,
be the top one.
that is the most misunderstood. It's like, and this I want to say to men, like, man up a little as well. I feel that I hate when I see those videos when it's like, "Hi, my name is a girl, and then I did the book the flights," and then it's like, "Hi, my name is a man's name
Oh
and
yeah,
I
I've
did
seen
nothing.
those. Yeah.
You know, don't do that. Show up everywhere. Show up. And I'm not a great cook. I like to cook, but I'm not a great cook. You're a great cook. I let you shine in that, but I don't let you do all of it. I'll do something, you know, where I shine in other things, I'll do it, but you're there to help me. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not treating you as you're not telling me like, I need all the onion chopped today. You know, you're not treating me like a sous chef.
Right. And
So
that's something that when I joined the Infinity and joined the company, you never made me feel like I was your
subordinate.
subordinate or admin or assistant. It was, we support each other, but we're on equal standing and you can make decisions on these things and I can make decisions on these other things. And I think that that helped us a lot because that gave us both autonomy and that ability to make decisions individually and jointly.
And that goes with like roles and responsibilities, which was very clear at, at the beginning. We are both passionate on certain things,
Hmm.
but in other things we are just better at.
Hmm.
And we know that from here to there, it's my domain.
Hmm.
This is, I decide because I know better. And
So
it's not like there is some questioning, there might be some consultation, but there's never like, "Well, why didn't you tell me anything?" Like, no, this is your domain. You do it.
right.
And this is like almost like it's good for marriage, but it's also for partnership. Don't hire people that you wouldn't value them giving their opinion.
I have another one.
This is it.
And this is for my ladies out there because we tend to do this. Don't take things personally. I feel something you taught me because I joined a company that was all men. At least all the partners were men. Um, and something I learned very fast was, men can have a disagreement and like not yell at each other, but they're really being hard on each other in a meeting. And then after the meeting, it's as if nothing happened. They move on with their day. They speak to each other normally. And the big surprise for me was they have no need to talk about it to anyone.
The
And me,
meaning of the
the
meeting.
meeting of the meeting, which us ladies, we love those. And I'm like sitting there after the meeting and I'm like, oh my God, I need to talk to somebody about this. I need to vent. I can't believe that happened. Who can I talk to? I talked to Ahmed. Could you believe that happened in the meeting? How come he said that? Oh my God, no, no, no. And he was like, what are you talking about? He was like, that was just work. Like that had nothing to do with anything. And I give it as a point of things not to do because if you take things personally working with your spouse day in and day out, it is not going to work. You cannot take it personally. Work is work. Your relationship is your relationship. Yes, they're kind of flowing together in this braid that I described earlier, but a work problem has a work solution. That's something Ahmed taught me. I love it. I think about it every day when I have a problem with work. And when we have a hard decision to make or a tough meeting, we can't take it personally. It's a work thing, so I can't hold a grudge against Ahmed and then be upset with him later on. And, when it's our marriage time, let's call it, or our personal time, that's not fair. Not fair on you and not fair on us as a couple.
And disclaimer, it was a lot worse before you came. I think we cleaned it up a lot before, but I think that, not taking things personally also allows you to be more yourself.
Yep.
You don't want to tiptoe around your partner.
No.
This is
And
maybe
feel like
things to avoid. Number three, it's be yourself and accept the other person as who they are. Give them feedback, yes. Give them advice, yes. But don't nag. Don't be like, oh my God, you said this in the meeting, and then I'm mad at you because at lunchtime because you said something like takes this takes us nowhere. I
oof.
think that's the time of the huddle to be like, hey, today we're gonna have this meeting. It's gonna be a tough meeting. What are you gonna do? What am I gonna be? Are you gonna be the bad cop? Am I gonna be
Yes.
good cop? Okay, how do we solve this?
A line
How do we
before.
get into? Are we getting into like flip the switch mode, or are we gonna solution oriented?
Yep.
Sometimes we do both.
Mm-hmm.
We have so many different types of meetings. Like and we love to do that. Is Are we in solution oriented mode? are we in budget mode, which is like we're like
My favorite mode.
uh it's hilarious. It's every time I save money, Valentina gets all excited. It's like I canceled the subscription. She's like, "Oh my God, the best day." And I'm like, "Okay." Are we gonna be, what mode are we in? And then the meeting doesn't go so harshly.
Right.
It doesn't catch by surprise. So I think it's a very important one that you gave, which is not, don't take things personally. And then we can couple it with this one.
Yeah, that's a very, very important one. I like that. We have two more to come up with. Maybe we overstep by saying five.
No, I think there's so many that people don't realize. I think that build systems, not goals, should be number 4.
Yes.
Um,
Systems are everything.
Systems are everything. And systematize doesn't mean, oh, we're lacking spontaneity and we're not. You have a system to be spontaneous as well.
Yeah.
Because
Well, you leave
outside the
room for
system,
that.
because you left room, exactly, that's where I was going. It's like you have a system. We do A, we do B, we do C.
Mm-hmm.
We did it. We can do whatever we want.
Mm-hmm.
But if we do whatever we want, we didn't do B or A, the thing falls apart. Like it's an important way to have a system. And I think that we've tackled so many I don't want to call them challenges, but more like we've tackled goals, big things, big important stuff,
Milestones. Yeah.
milestones, just because we have a system. And it almost doesn't feel like, oh my God, we did it. It was more like, let's keep going. This is
Yeah.
working.
What's next?
We built a little machine that it's working. So
Oh, I thought of, I think, two more.
let's do it.
When you mentioned we built a system that's working, this was something you told me very early on. The business is not our baby.
Oh, this is a good one.
That speaks volumes. And this isn't only for people who work together. This is anybody with their own company, any entrepreneur out there.
Mm-hmm.
Your business is not your baby. There's moments where you had an article or a podcast, I think, on this where you have to kill the baby. If the business is failing or you need to pivot or you need to restructure, I don't know, you're merging with another business, whatever it is, the baby dies or the baby changes or it morphs into something else that you don't recognize, and that's okay. And so I think as a couple, it's kind of funny because, you know, it's not our baby. It's a systematized machine that we are putting energy, time, resources into, and we want it to function on its own.
Yeah. I love that you brought this up, and you're right. The first thing I told you is that kill the baby, because Infinity, we can be passionate. I love cars. I love Porsches. I think they are incredible machines. People love them, passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
Same things with Infinity. You're passionate. It's beautiful. It's incredible how things work. It's so gratifying when you wake up one day and you're like, I'm changing how people think about money. This is incredible. And I think that's the best investment you've ever made. And the same thing goes to your relationship and partnership. You need to kill it, because then you can take on criticism. That's the reason I said that.
Yes. You don't
Because
take offense when people give you criticism or feedback.
no, we don't. We're like, thank you.
Now we're
Thank
going
you.
to improve even more.
You'll give us an hour, give us a week.
Give us a week, we'll change our whole website.
We'll change our website again. We'll change our colors again. We'll do everything. We'll change our font again until we don't hit that that because we're so passionate about just constant improvement. And I think that lesson is important, because when you're in a partnership, you might not want to take criticism.
Mm-hmm.
You might not see your shortcomings.
Mm-hmm.
You might have a wall and you say, yeah, but you did this. Oh, but you did that. But then you did this. And it's like, no, it's not a baby. It's not something you need to protect. You don't need to put a wall around your personality. Kill it. It's a machine. It's a system. Hey, I need you to improve your communication. I'll accept how I am. No. We're not. We're evolved human beings. AI is learning at the speed of light. but AI learns from us.
Mm-hmm.
So we are we're 10 times more than that. We need to remember that we can change anything, we can improve anything, and if something we're very particular about, we can also discuss it. We can be like, hey, thank you for the feedback. I like it this way.
Right. That and that
And that's a choice.
for sure. And that kind of segues into a big one that we talk about a lot. And a beautiful part of relationships, put the work aside, is you get feedback. You have somebody that reflects your behavior, your actions, your words. That's one of the most beautiful parts of being in a relationship, I think, because you're allowed to grow and develop and evolve. Sometimes when you're working in silo, or you don't have a partner, you don't get that feedback. You're set in your ways and you're like, I'm doing the right thing. This is how it is, and I believe this is right. In a partnership, someone checks you and they're like, hey, I don't really agree with that. You behaved this way, you did this, you did that. So the fact that we're able to give each other that feedback on a personal side and on the business side is very valuable. And I think it allows us to really grow and evolve as human beings.
And I got reminded of that quote that if you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go with someone. And this is exactly it. The partnership takes you to the next level.
It does.
It
Yeah.
it forces you because you do have someone. There's not a yes man. They're there to help you live to your potential,
Yeah. And
to
not
see your blind spots.
for sure. And not giving you that feedback maliciously. This person is
Wants
your
the best for you.
wants the best for you, wants the best for you together.
Hmm.
So taking that feedback seriously and really trying to work on it, which is very hard. I mean, there's been moments where you give me feedback on something and I'm like, I really need to work on that. And it's hard because we're very set in our ways. We've been practicing something for, in my case, 35 years. And now I'm like, oh, I really need to put a lot of effort in and be very aware and conscious to change this behavior.
Yeah. What was your fifth one?
The sixth one.
Sixth one.
So I gave you a bonus one. The bonus one is, and I feel like it's probably on everyone's mind, is do you talk about work all the time? Is everything about work? Do you have time for yourself? Do you have a relationship outside work? I guess going back to the five things, or now the six things, something you shouldn't do is only focus and talk about the business. You need to find balance in your life for your partner, for yourself, for your health, for your family, for your friends, all these aspects of your life. You need to find that balance. It's super important. If you only focus on work, I think it hurts your business. I think it hurts you and it hurts your business as well.
And this is one that I learned from you. I'm culprit of business is my, like, office is open, office is closed. I am 24/7. I dream about work. I dream about what I'm doing. I love what I do. So naturally, I gravitate towards work constantly, and we're
Right.
tackling big opportunities, big things, big important. So I'm like always, 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 always. And at some point, because we worked together, it was like it wasn't even. And this doesn't happen only to us. If you work at separate companies, you come home and you were talking about work as
Mm-hmm.
well. So it's not something unique to us.
Correct. Yeah.
But I really have learned from you that we need to talk about other things too. We need to enjoy our company, and not that I love talking about work too. It's very enjoyable. But if we go to dinner, we can talk about work 10 minutes. This is who we are. But also be more conscious that you are more than just your work, of what you're most passionate about. You can talk
Yes.
about something else. And I think the best ideas sometimes come from the weirdest kind of places, and it's been because we've discussed about in a trip or in about even a dumb show. We're like, actually, this is so cool. Let's have fun, and I like that too.
Yeah. And I think why I think it hurts the business is I think you get perspective. You get perspective when you spend time with yourself. Let's say you're meditating. Let's say you're just chilling. You're watching a silly show that's completely mindless. You're with your family. You're with your friends. You're on a trip with your partner. You're at the gym. Whatever it is, you get perspective. You get that break from your day-to-day work, And I think you come back refreshed, even if it's for 30 minutes, even if it's an hour, you bring back new perspective, fresh ideas, fresh energy. And I think it really benefits the business to have that balance. So that's a big one for me. That's the bonus one.
It's amazing. I love doing this.
This was fun.
Please, if you enjoyed it, if you liked what we're discussing, I think there's so much to uncover. We just we went on partnership, but then we can go so deep into
We
so
just
many
scratched the
things.
surface.
So this is the start of a new series. If you have any comments, if you have any questions that you would like us to answer, please put them in the comments below because I think we'll answer all of them. We'll come on the show. We'll discuss them.
Yeah, we would love to.
And I'm very grateful that we're doing this.
Me too. Thank you so much.